Imagine standing in the center of the most expensive ballroom in the country, surrounded by the elite 1%, while the woman who crushed your heart crawls at your feet. Can you even picture it? Because that is exactly where we are. Soyeon, the woman who dumped Jin-woo like yesterday's trash, is now on her knees in the middle of the grand chinois ballroom. She's trembling, her designer dress hitting the cold marble, and she's looking up at our boy Jin-woo like he's a god. But wait until you hear the absolute garbage coming out of her mouth. She looks him dead in the eye and says, get this, that her entire betrayal was a test. Seriously? A test? She claims she married that scumbag David just to motivate Jin-woo to reach his full potential. Can you believe the audacity? The crowd is losing it, whispering behind their champagne flutes, watching the drama of the century unfold. Soyeon is putting on the performance of a lifetime, tears streaming down her face, begging for mercy. She thinks she can still manipulate him. She thinks Jin-woo is the same pushover who would do anything for a smile. But look at Jin-woo's face. He isn't crying. He isn't angry. He's just disgusted. The silence is deafening as he looks down at her grasping hands. You can feel the tension in the air, right? It's like a rubber band about to snap. And then, Jin-woo does the coldest thing imaginable. He doesn't yell. He doesn't fall for it. He slowly, deliberately, pulls his hand away from her touch like she's some kind of disease. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a handkerchief, and starts wiping his skin where she touched him. Oh, the disrespect is delicious. He looks at her, his eyes like ice, and delivers the line that shuts down the entire room. He tells her she didn't want the kimbap back when they were poor, so she definitely doesn't get the caviar now. It is the ultimate rejection. Soyeon's face just falls. All that beauty, all that expensive styling, and she looks like a ghost. Jin-woo is done. He's officially moved on to a level she can't even dream of reaching. Stick around, because the look on her face when she realizes she's lost everything is something you do not want to miss. Can you actually believe the audacity of this woman? After everything she did, the betrayal, the lies, the way she treated him like literal trash, now she thinks she can just reach out and touch him. But guys, watch closely, because Jin-woo's reaction is legendary. He doesn't just pull away, he reacts like her skin is a toxic contagion. You can see the pure, unadulterated disgust in his eyes. It's that look you give a cockroach right before you crush it. And then, he does the unthinkable. He reaches into the pocket of his worn-out grey hoodie and pulls out a pristine, white silk handkerchief. You're probably thinking, why does a guy in a hoodie have silk? Well, that's the secret, isn't it? He's not who she thinks he is. He begins to wipe his hand, finger by finger, with surgical precision. It's so cold. He's literally sterilizing the memory of her touch right in front of her face. Soyeon is just standing there, frozen, her expensive designer dress and her Hermes bag looking like cheap props compared to the raw power Jin-woo is radiating right now. She thought she was the one with the power because she had the money, but Jin-woo is showing her that true class isn't something you can buy at a boutique. And then? He just lets the cloth fall. He drops it right onto her white tweed dress like it's a piece of used tissue. The disrespect. The absolute savagery. You can practically hear her heart shattering under the weight of his silence. But he's not done. He leans in, his voice like ice cutting through the golden air of the ballroom. He tells her straight to her face that since she chose the shine of gold over the warmth of loyalty, she doesn't deserve even a single crumb of his world anymore. She wanted the high life? She wanted the elite status? Well, she's about to find out that the price of admission was her soul. Are you feeling the chills yet? Because Jin-woo is about to deliver the line that changes everything. He looks at her kneeling there, a model-like figure reduced to a puddle of regret, and he lays it out. No more games. No more second chances. Just the brutal, honest truth. You heard him right. You don't get the caviar either. Jin-woo just dropped the mic, but wait, it's about to get so much worse for Soyeon. Just as she's trying to process how this loser is talking back to her, a shadow falls over the marble floor. From behind one of those massive gold-leafed columns, a man steps out. And guys, this isn't just some random guy. This is Manager Han. He's the definition of professional assassin but for your bank account. He's wearing those iconic white gloves and holding a folder that looks like it contains someone's soul. He walks right past the elite crowd, ignores the billionaires, and stops right in front of Jin-woo. And then? He bows. A perfect, 90-degree, respectful bow. Can you imagine the look on Soyeon's face right now? Her jaw is practically hitting the expensive cream-colored carpet. She thinks Jin-woo is a nobody, right? But Manager Han speaks, and his voice is like ice. He addresses Jin-woo with the kind of respect usually reserved for royalty. This is the moment the mask finally slips. Jin-woo isn't just some guy she dumped, he's the silent hand that's been keeping her family's business afloat this entire time. Soyeon thought David was her savior, but David was just a puppet. Jin-woo looks her dead in the eye, those sharp, soulful eyes that used to look at her with love, and tells her the truth. Her family's business didn't survive because of David's influence. It survived on Jin-woo's secret, anonymous capital. He was the one protecting her. But here's the kicker, that protection? It just expired. Manager Han opens the dossier and pulls out a legal notice. Since Soyeon made it very clear that Jin-woo is no longer family, he's calling in every single cent. We're talking millions, guys. All that luxury, the Birkin bag, the red-soled shoes. It was all paid for by the man she just called a parasite. You can see the blood drain from her face. It's not just confusion anymore, it's pure, unadulterated dread. She realized that by throwing away the kimbap, she just blew up her entire empire. Can you feel the air getting cold in here? Because I definitely can. Soyeon is staring at that legal folder in Manager Han's hand like it's a literal weapon pointed at her heart. And honestly? It basically is. Manager Han doesn't even blink. He just stands there, perfectly composed in his flawless black suit, while Soyeon's entire world starts to crack. You see, she thought she was part of the elite. She thought being family was a permanent shield that would protect her forever. But Jin-woo? He's done playing nice. He's done being the pushover she can walk all over. Manager Han drops the absolute bomb. Since she is no longer officially considered family to the Kang estate, every single cent of debt her family's business owes is being called in. Immediately. Can you believe the timing? This isn't just a slap on the wrist. It's a total financial execution. Soyeon rips the folder open, her manicured nails digging into the paper. She starts scrolling through the numbers, and her face goes from pale to ghostly. She's doing the math in her head, and it's not adding up in her favor. That Hermes Birkin bag on her arm? Gone. The designer dresses filling her closet? Gone. Her family's entire status, the very thing she used to look down on everyone with. It's all going to be liquidated by sunrise. It's like watching a high-speed train wreck in slow motion. She's realizing that by tomorrow morning, she won't even have enough for a cup of coffee, let alone a seat at this table. She looks up at Jin-woo, her cat-like amber eyes wide with a mix of terror and pure, unadulterated rage. She tries to scream at him, to call him a monster, to demand he stop this madness, but her voice just fails her. The words get stuck in her throat. She's looking at him, practically begging for a spark of the old Jin-woo, the one who would do anything for her. But that guy is dead and buried. Jin-woo just stands there in his faded grey hoodie, looking completely unfazed by her suffering. He looks tired, yeah, but it's the kind of tired you feel after finishing a difficult chore. To him, she's just a mess that needs to be cleared away. And then comes the final blow. He doesn't even wait for her to respond. He doesn't offer a single word of comfort or even a look of pity. He just turns his back. He starts walking away, leaving her to collapse onto the cold marble floor of the Shinhwa ballroom. She's clutching that debt notice like it's the only thing left of her life, and you know what? It is. The girl who had everything just moments ago is now left with nothing but a pile of legal documents and the sound of Jin-woo's footsteps fading away. Can we talk about how cold that is? She's literally on the floor, and he doesn't even look back. She's literally on the floor, and he doesn't even look back. Absolute silence. That's all you can hear in the Grand Chinois ballroom right now. Can you imagine the sheer pressure? These billionaires, these socialites who were laughing at his shabbier clothes just minutes ago, are now literally parting like the Red Sea as Jin-woo Kang walks through. He isn't rushing. He isn't sweating. He's just walking. Like he owns the place. Because, let's be real, he basically does. Soyeon is staring at his back, her soul leaving her body. Her perfect V-shaped face is a mask of pure horror. All that work, all that social climbing, and she just insulted the one man who could destroy her entire world with a snap of his fingers. But here's the thing about Jin-woo, he doesn't care about her petty drama anymore. He's hungry. You won't believe what he does next. He reaches the legendary $5,000 layer plate buffet. We're talking mounds of beluga caviar, gold-leafed appetizers, the works. The crowd holds its breath. Is he going to make a scene? Is he going to demand the finest champagne? Nope. Jin-woo's eyes scan the table with total boredom. He looks at the caviar like it's literal trash. And then, he sees it. Tucked away in the corner, meant for the catering staff, is a simple plate of kimbap. Yes, you heard that right. The cheap food Soyeon used to scream at him for bringing home. He picks up a single piece, pops it in his mouth, and a genuine, peaceful smile spreads across his face. It's the most savage move I've ever seen. Manager Han is right there, bowing with 90-degree precision as if Jin-woo is a king. Meanwhile, Soyeon is trying to crawl toward him, her red-soled heels clicking frantically on the marble, but she can't even get close. The security guard she called on him? They're now blocking her way. Talk about poetic justice. Jin-woo swallows the kimbap, looks at the exit, and just leaves. He doesn't need their validation. He doesn't need their caviar. He has everything he ever wanted, and Soyeon? She has nothing but a ruined reputation and a very expensive, very empty life. But wait, as Jin-woo steps into the night, Manager Han whispers something into his ear. Jin-woo stops. His smile vanishes. They found him, he asks. Guys, the real war is just beginning. Who is he him? And why does Jin-woo look like he's ready to burn the whole city down?